Sorry, my phone keeps getting messages and it interrupts my video. Let's see if we can clear that up a little. So welcome to my engine room. We are looking at the back towards the aft deck. And as you can see, it is a giant mess of wiring. Most of it's needed, not all of it, which is scary. There is somewhere down here, well, those are the huge batteries. Somewhere down here is a huge generator. I think that's it. And these are the engines. Again, I was told they are 8-cylinder diesel Detroit engines. And from what I know of these boats, they're probably original with some repairs done on them, but they don't really replace these engines. Just because they're so big. It's such a huge undertaking. But from what I understand, someone's taking care of these pretty well. The last owners really haven't moved the boat in 10 years. You can see there's quite a bit of corrosion. They never replaced the zincs. But in most of the boat, the bilge is pretty dry. We do have a little bit of a leak somewhere of some diesel fuel. But there's a chance they might have put the wrong oil in at some point, but the oil that's in it right now, probably someone topped it off just to keep it in full, but never actually ran it, because the oil that's in it right now looks so clean and brand new. Kevin wants to replace it because it's supposed to have very specific oil on it, and he wants to make sure they're not running the wrong kind. And just to be safe is thinking about doing an oil change on it. It's about 9 gallons of oil on board, I believe, in the tanks. And I was trying to listen to Pete and Kevin. I don't really understand enough about the boats, but my understanding from what Pete was saying is the oil for the transmission and the engine are one and the same. It's like one big long pan. Remember, I don't know anything, so this is, someone eavesdropping, trying to understand. We're calling this my boat because Kevin didn't even want to look at it. Anyway, so the engine room, you can't really see. I know it's dark. Anyways, here's what we're dealing with. Somebody's done quite a bit to make this nice. I want to just clean it up and keep it that way and maybe repaint so it's bright. Ooh. Kind of scared to turn it on. Nope. A lot of the switches are turned off on the box. We think there was somebody squatting for a while, whether or not the owner knew or not. There was a woman living on here and just did not use anything. Like she was like trying to hide is what the opinion of the neighbors were, because she never turned on the lights and was like sneaking in and out. So over there is a door, but somebody's run some lines so the door doesn't close right now. We have to clean that up and fix it, but there's a cabinet door that closes that, but there's access from inside the walkway down. The staircase lifts up so you can get into here as well from there over there, so you don't have to use our crazy stairs. But there's our engine room. This was actually when Kevin got down here, this was why he was like, okay, we can bid on this boat, because as he said, he's like, I'm not very knowledgeable about diesel boat engines because he's been so into sailing boats. But he's like, I've been in enough in the military and on friends' boats that this room in here actually looks surprisingly clean. And he had a couple people jump on board and agree. So this is what made him want this boat. So that's where she is. I'm sorry, I don't know enough and don't have a light to really show you a better view, but this is what she's got. This boat it's the convertible, so it was meant as a sailing or a deep water fishing boat that I think a lot of people use for charters. So we're hoping that before we sell it, because we're fixing it up and hoping to eventually get to a sailboat, my dream would be to make $50,000 to $75,000 on it, but who knows? We're just hoping to at least use it a couple times for fishing. I'd love to catch tuna. I've never caught tuna, and a big halibut. So in the hallway, it's marine plywood walls that they've covered with this paintable wallpaper that is so old it's probably going to have to get removed because there is water damage from the windows leaking. The scariest water damage inside is right here. It's right below those windows, and you can see the wood is just destroyed. It's corroded. I'm scared to death of ever that getting turned on. When this boat was original floor plan, these right here were built-in cabinets because the master stateroom was set up as a twin room because, you know, back in the day people didn't share a bed. So there would have been a bed here, and because there was a bed, they had cabinet access. Someone came in and did a rather poor retrofit. Like, it looks okay right now, but when you try and use any of the material stuff in here or have access to the storage behind the second bed, you just